Good day, everyone. I have the first small batch canned IPA that Notch has done that was brewed at their little brewing tap room in Salem, Massachusetts. This is called a Raw Power Small IPA. It's 4.5%, and it's basically just a slightly amped up version of their Left of the Dial Session IPA that is brewed at Two Roads for them, has been brewed there for years, and it's really popular. It's good. It used to be something I drank all the time. My tastes have changed a little bit, but I still highly respect that beer and drink it, and I'm always kind of surprised by how good it is. But this one is quite hazier. It's slightly stronger. Left of the Dial's 4.3, but it uses the same hops and malt and base malt, Citron Mosaic and Golden Promise. This one also uses flaked barley, I guess, and Left of the Dial uses caramel malt and oat malt too, which this one doesn't. But using lots and lots of Golden Promise gives you a little bit of a darker color. Golden Promise is a base malt from England, but it just gives you a little bit of an almost caramel-like flavor, a deep golden color. You'll see when I pour this one. It was canned 9 days ago. I did have a can of it a couple days ago, and it was very good. And yes, very reminiscent of Left of the Dial, but definitely better. I'm using the same glass that they serve it in at their tap room. I've had this glass a long time. And I'll just pour it all the way up. And oh yeah, not a very clean glass either. But you can get a sense of what it looks like there. It's pretty hazy, not ultra hazy, and it has kind of an deep orange, not amber, deep orange golden color. Head looks really nice despite the crazy bubbles sticking to the side of the glass, because I didn't wash this glass, so doing that helps a lot. Yeah, really nice shining color, I would say. It almost reminds me of like Bissell's Substance, the way that used to look. I think last time I got that, it was a little bit clearer, honestly. Yep. Plenty of Citron Mosaic, but it's amazing what that Golden Promise malt can do. It takes it a little bit more towards this like purple drink area, berries and very sweet citrus, candied orange, and like peaches and syrup. It's not all like pineapple, super pale, tropical qualities, and pretty good carbonation on this. But there is a lot of barley aroma too. Actual lightly toasted. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of like berry kicks, or like not Fruit Loops, but cereals like that, fruity cereals, but ones that still have a lot of grain flavor. It's really nice. But it does have a slightly more old-fashioned, I guess, aroma. It's not just all dank juice, as I was saying. It doesn't smell like I'm about to drink actual pineapple juice or something like that. Yep, pretty sweet in the flavor. Not very bitter at all. Has some good body for 4.5%. That's what Notch is really good at doing, because they only make these low alcohol beers. They'll have really, really amazing body. A lot of their lagers are decocted and things like that, naturally carbonated. They give a good body. With this one, I don't do that. This is, all about just the base malt and the hops. Extremely gulpable. After the first few sips, the bitterness is very, very low. It's not drying up very much, and it's lingering with like notes of cocktail, like I would say it's like ruby red grapefruit juice with orange juice, very orange juicy, and some splashes of sweet berry and Concord grape juice. Very, very drinkable, despite being a little bit sweet for my palate, honestly. But I think that's what gives it the juiciness thing. Make sure to leave a good amount of residual sugars in there, so it has some body to it. I think some of their other session IPAs I've had at the brewery more. Their single hop Citra one, which I can't remember the name of right now, is very good, but that's because it's single hop Citra. And that one's also paler, and I think they use some wheat in it and stuff. But they have a whole bunch of different session IPAs they make at the brewery that are the best session IPAs I've ever had. Honestly, this one is maybe my least favorite one, unfortunately, but it seems like they'll probably can other ones. I do love the label of this, and it's a really, really good beer if you want something that's barely, I guess calling this an IPA is really weird. Anyone else would probably call this a pale ale. Because, I mean, it has lots of hop flavor and aroma, but it's just not dry enough. Like, IPAs have to be have to have some bitterness. They have to have some IBUs, I would say, or something drying them out in the finish, which this one has very little of, but it's ultra clean. That's what Notch also does really good, is they use some kind of English yeast that helps bring out some esters, but there aren't a lot of weird medicinally ester things. There isn't Belgian yeasty or anything like that. It does remind me, I guess, a little bit of like a Conan type yeast, but I'm pretty sure they use the London Ale 3 in this probably. And that makes these, like, I don't know, I often describe them as peach cobbler notes. It's like slightly biscuity but intense kind of cooked fruit. And that's definitely coming just from the hop combo, especially Mosaic is really big on the sweet peach and like peach ring and stuff like that. And you can see I'm gulping it down. There's nothing unpleasant about this beer. It finishes with just a slight clean minerality. And now I'm finally getting some texture on the tongue, feeling some dryness on there. Whereas at first it was pretty slick. But yeah, it's probably one of the best session IPAs out there still. And this one they are releasing a small batch to places in the Boston area. And I think this week it should get distributed. I think only like 1 or 2 places got it last week. I would highly recommend it, especially if you haven't had any haven't got to the tap room, Notch's tap room in Salem. Then you can experience the quality of stuff they make there. Not the Two Roses low quality, but this is just actual super small batch beers. And yeah, I might even review their special Vold project, which means like a full strength project they've been doing, where they've been making non-session beers at the tap room. And I got a crowler of their full strength single hop Citra IPA that was one of my favorite IPAs I've had recently. Very, very good, but that was the first time they've done it. I don't know if they'll do it again. I kind of doubt they'll can it. I don't know, maybe. That was just amazing, but this is a really, really good one, especially if you like Left of the Dial. You're gonna love this one for sure. So gulpable, but so much body for 4.5%. And just barely tart, almost juicy. They just know exactly what they're doing at Notch. So this deserves a 4.25, I'd say. It's a lot like, I guess, some of the Trillium Birds, but it's got better body, better head retention, all at a lower ABV, which is like kind of mind-blowing. They just know what they're doing. So yes, highly recommended. Raw Power. Goodbye.